Hello, this is Christian Caperas. I'll be talking about the last few topics on this chapter, including the endogenous opioid system, stimulation-produced analgesia, and pain mechanisms. The endogenous opioid system is one of the most studied innate pain-relieving system. It is called endogenous because it is produced within the body. This system consists of widely scattered neurons that produce three opioids: the endorphin, enkephalins, and dynorphins. Here is a 3D illustration of the endogenous opioids, the enkephalin, dynorphin, and endorphin, as you can see on the photo. These serve as neurotransmitters and hormones found in the central and peripheral nervous system. So how do opioids work? These are attached to proteins called opioid receptors on nerve cells in the brain, spinal cord, and other parts of the body. When this happens, the opioids block messages sent from the body through the spinal cord to the brain. What roles does the system play? The endogenous opioids and their receptors are widely distributed throughout the central and peripheral nervous systems, particularly the parts of these systems that regulate pain, emotion, reward, stress responses, motivation, drug addiction, and autonomic control. Next, we have the stimulation-produced analgesia. Analgesia, or loss of sensation of pain that results from an interruption in the nervous system pathway between sense organ and brain. Or in other words, analgesia is the insensibility to pain without loss of consciousness. We have here the brain areas that suppresses pain reception. First, we have the periaqueductal gray, or PAG, also known as the central gray, the brain region that plays a critical role in autonomic function, motivated behavior, and behavioral responses to threatening stimuli. It is an area of gray matter found in the midbrain. Next is the periventricular gray matter and the rostroventral medulla. This contains most of the brain's neuronal cell bodies. This includes a region of the brain involved in muscle control, sensory perception such as seeing and hearing, memory, emotions, speech, decision-making, and self-control. Stimulation-produced analgesia is a term that describes many techniques, both invasive and non-invasive. One of the example of minimal invasive techniques is this TENS, or transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, as you can see on the photo. This therapy involves the use of low voltage electric currents to treat pain. This is type of therapy that blocks or changes your perception of pain. Next, we have pain mechanism. Physiologically, pain occurs when sensory nerve endings called nociceptors or pain receptors come into contact with a painful or nauseous stimulus. Pain can be caused by mechanical, chemical, or inflammatory or thermal mechanism. Pain of mechanical origin can be caused by acute trauma, injury, or overuse. It may be constant, variable, or intermittent in the nature and is affected by movement and position. We have here a diagram of how pain mechanism works. The resulting nerve impulse travels from the sensory nerve ending to the spinal cord. The brain processes the pain sensation and quickly responds with a motor response in an attempt to cease the action causing the pain. This process from signal detention and transmission by the peripheral nervous system to reception and perception in the central nervous system is the main function of ascending pain transmission pathway. In summary, the ascending pathway is how we feel pain, while the goal of the descending pathway is to allow the organism to function enough to respond to the pain source by reducing the pain signal through neural inhibition. Pain is helpful since it alerts the brain to tissue damage and provides useful information about its type and location. However, when this signal starts to impede or prevent our own ability to survive and function, it must be reduced. Hence, the need for descending pathway endogenous opioids. That's the end of my discussion. Thank you for listening.